If you're moving to Kentucky or you're considering moving to Kentucky, this video is a must watch before you do. My name is Tyler Higgins. I'm a real estate agent with eXp Realty here in Central Kentucky, and welcome to my channel for the first time. It's called Living in Kentucky. If you could, go ahead and like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're made aware whenever I post new videos. I'm going to be putting out a lot of cool stuff teaching you all about living in Kentucky. So we're going to do different home tours at different price points, show you different neighborhoods and tell you about the different areas, cities in Kentucky, different amenities, things to do, pretty much all things when it comes to living in Kentucky. But today's video is going to be about the pros and cons of living in Kentucky. So I've been in Kentucky for 12 years now, not originally from here, but I've put together a list of the different pros and cons that I hope help you as you think about moving to Kentucky. Make sure to stay till the end of the video and watch until the very end. I am going to be giving away a free buyer roadmap as you're thinking about your purchase in Kentucky. And I'll put links in the description below on how to get that, where to follow me, search for homes, my contact information, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the pros and cons of living in Kentucky. All right, jumping into the pros of living in Kentucky. Number one is affordability. The average price home in Kentucky that closed as of July 31st of 2022 was $198,000. Now, of course, there's a bit of variance there depending on what city you're in, what kind of house you're looking for. Are you in a bigger city? Are you in a more rural area? Are you buying a really big house, small house, whatever the case? So you can find some really nice luxury homes here, horse farms, all that kind of stuff. But the average purchase price in Kentucky up to this point in 2022 was $198,000. That is massively affordable. I don't know where you're coming from right now. But if you're in California or New York or Florida or somewhere like that and you hear that price point, you're probably jaws drop to the floor. Very affordable. Now rent is affordable as well. Again, that's kind of dependent on the city you're in, but you can still find some really, really nice apartments, townhomes, houses that are going to fit your needs that you can rent for a really good price. So affordability, the home prices are definitely one of the biggest pros of living in Kentucky. Number two is the proximity to other really neat cities. So if you live in Northern Kentucky, for instance, you're only a few minutes away from Cincinnati, Ohio, great city. If you're in Central Kentucky, where I'm at, you can still get to Cincinnati in really less than 2 hours. Tons of stuff to do there, great town. You can get to Nashville in just a few short hours. You can get to Indianapolis, Indiana, another great city. Chicago in about 6 hours, Asheville, North Carolina in a few hours. So we're really centralized and located well to be able to visit all these other cool towns. Now there is a little con with the location, the proximity that I'll get into later, but for now, just know that you're really close to some really, really neat cities. All right, so the third pro of living in Kentucky is the natural beauty and the natural landscape. So what do I mean by that? Geographically, you get this amazing mixture of different types of land and beauty here in Kentucky. So Western Kentucky, you've got more of kind of your classic flat farmland, amazing sunsets, sunrises, all of that stuff. Here in Central Kentucky, you've got an incredible mix of horse farms. We're known for horses, horse racing. You've got these really, really old, historic, just gorgeous horse farms with rolling green hills, amazing structures and buildings for the horse farms, amazing homes on them, all that stuff. You've got foothills of mountains. You've got actual mountains out in Eastern Kentucky. We actually have the second most bodies of water of any state in the entire country. A lot of people don't know that. We're only second to Alaska. So when you're talking about rivers and streams, creeks, lakes, we've got it all and we have a lot of it. And they're absolutely gorgeous. I myself am a fisherman and I've walked through plenty of these streams and rivers and they are just absolutely breathtaking. So we just have amazing natural beauty from the horse farms to the foothills to the mountains to the rolling hills to everything. So Kentucky's absolutely gorgeous. All right, another pro of living in Kentucky is the weather. We get all 4 seasons. So we've got a absolutely incredible fall. The fall is pretty hard to beat in Kentucky. Amazing colors and foliage and the leaves. The weather is just phenomenal. If you're an outdoors person or a golfer or whatever you like to do in the fall, it's hard to beat fall in Kentucky. Absolutely stunning. We've got a great spring as well. Everything comes alive. Weather warms up from a cold winter. Horse racing's going on, and it's just a beautiful spring. Winter, you're going to get a mix of snow. You may get some ice. You're going to get some really, really cold days, but you're going to get some days that are pretty average or pretty bearable as well. And then the summer, we're going to get into a little con with that later too. But the summer's nice. So I personally grew up in Georgia. It was really hot and really humid, like almost unbearable. I don't find it that terrible in Kentucky. To me, especially as of late, it was 59 degrees when I got up this morning. Maybe less than that, 55 degrees. It'll get up to in the 80s, maybe in the 90s. But the summer is really nice as well. So definitely getting all 4 seasons, and the weather is a pro of living in Kentucky. All right, another one. I mentioned the horse racing. We've got a really rich tradition here in Kentucky. And a lot of you, when you think of Kentucky or you talk to people about Kentucky, there's probably a few things that were mentioned pretty quickly. One of those being bourbon, another one of those being horses and horse racing, and then lastly, Kentucky basketball. So why do I even bring these up? There really is this neat tradition and history and importance around those things here in Kentucky, and specifically in Central Kentucky. Now, statewide, everybody loves those things, bourbon, horses, and basketball. Here in Central Kentucky, people go nuts over them. It's what they live for. People love it. So we've just got beautiful, amazing old distilleries scattered throughout the state, beautiful horse racing tracks. You know, you've got Keeneland and Churchill Downs. It's absolutely famous, and other tracks as well. They're just, you know, so cool to see and go watch that tradition. And then we've also got UK basketball. Kentucky basketball has got a great tradition, won tons of championships. There's a lot of pride around that university and that program. And it's just cool to see that rich tradition in your state of where you live. So I would definitely consider that a pro. And then the last pro I have before we jump into the cons is just the slower pace of life that you can find here in Kentucky. Now, depending on what you're looking for, maybe some people think that's a con. I personally think it's a pro. We don't have a super, super busy, fast-paced, upbeat lifestyle. Now, if you're living in, you know, Louisville, or maybe a bigger city close to Cincinnati, one of the bigger cities in Kentucky, yeah, it'll be a little faster paced and a little upbeat. But for the most part, if you're in a medium-sized town, smaller town, even the Lexington area here in Kentucky, it's just a slower pace of life. And it's a really good quality of life and lifestyle as well. And then lastly, with that pace of life is there's just really, really great people. Very hospitable, very kind, very welcoming. And it's just a great place to live and raise a family. So those are the pros of living in Kentucky. And now I'm going to go ahead and jump into the cons. All right, here you go. I'm going to give you the God's honest truth, the nitty gritty, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the cons of living in Kentucky. I've got a few of them, so hang with me. And I think it's important you know this stuff as you're thinking about moving here and you know, building your life here. So first con I've got, you know, I mentioned the pro of the proximity of Kentucky being centralized to Indianapolis and Cincinnati and all these other cool towns. The con to that is there are no oceans that are nearby. So if you're wanting to travel to the beach, if you're wanting to go to the ocean, it's going to be a pretty good hike, pretty good drive, or a pretty good flight for you. So just keep that in mind if you're a big ocean person. It's not the end of the world. Like, you can still get to an ocean, but it's going to take you a little longer as opposed to living in some other areas. So just keep that in mind for the location. The second one is the education system could use some improvement. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some great schools all the way through up, you know, elementary into high school, great college institutions in Kentucky. But overall, the education system could use a little improvement. So it's really important that you talk with me and you do your due diligence when you are looking to relocate to Kentucky and what city you're wanting to be in, of just making sure you choose the right school district that is the best fit for you. All right, the next con. I mentioned getting all 4 seasons and how I personally am a really big fan of that, that I think it's great weather. you're going to get a lot of people that say the summer in Kentucky is very hot and very humid. I guess it's a little relative depending on where you're coming from. I was moving from Georgia. Summer was kind of a breeze for me, wasn't too bad. If you're coming from North Dakota, you're probably going to have a little adjustment with the hot and humid summer. So just keep that in mind as well. I've only got 2 cons left. So one of the last ones is there are, and this might be a little foreign to you or a little weird, so just hang with me. There are a higher number of animal vehicle accidents. So we are known for our wildlife, really large deer population amongst all other sorts of wildlife. Fun fact on that, we have the highest population of elk east of the Mississippi. Probably didn't know that about Kentucky. I've got to see elk, hunt elk, been to the places where they are, and it's absolutely amazing. But anyways, that's a pro. Back to the con. There's more cars hitting deers. There's more animal vehicle accidents. Probably a low chance that it's going to happen to you, but it is something to know. It is something to keep in mind. And then the last con that I have about Kentucky is the pollution, specifically in the bigger cities. So take Louisville, for instance. Really big, metro city for Kentucky. A lot of industry, things like that. There are higher pollution levels. So if that's not your cup of tea, consider that as you're moving to Kentucky. Smaller cities, medium-sized cities, you're going to be okay. Probably you're going to be fine in Louisville as well. But it's just something to know and something to be aware of as you're thinking about moving to Kentucky. So again, that wraps it up. That's the pros and cons of living in Kentucky. Again, my name is Tyler Higgins with eXp Realty here in Central Kentucky. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment on the video, hit the subscribe button, and tap the notification bell. It would go a long way helping me. And you're going to see some really, really cool content about living in Kentucky. Different neighborhoods, house tours, price points, amenities, things to do, all that kind of stuff. So check out the description below. I'm going to put all the links of where you can connect with me, my contact information, where you can follow me, my website where you can search for homes. I'm also, like I said, I'm going to give away a free buyer's roadmap. It's going to walk you through all the steps. If you've never bought a house before, or maybe you have bought a house before and it's been a while and you're a little rusty, you just need a little refresher, I'm going to give away a free buyer's roadmap. So I'll put in the description how you can enter in to give that. Anybody that submits the info for that will get the roadmap. So again, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to going on this journey with you and helping you with any of your Kentucky real estate needs. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You'll have my contact information below. We can help you buy or sell all over the state of Kentucky, no matter where. And I would love to be able to help you. So stay tuned for more content and have a great day.